So this is Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's a kind of RPG light for kids, based on the popular American cartoon series. You play as this little bald kid with a stick who whacks animals and the rival firebenders. He has some wind powers, but they're a bit kind of pernickety to actually kind of activate. So we're just sort of whacking the heads of these wolves in with a stick, which isn't particularly sophisticated.
On the mysterious island of Voyanui.
Okay, so this is Bionicle Heroes, based on the Lego creatures that live in their Bionicle world, and it's best if I let the expert commentator talk you through this, I think.
Only you can use the powers of the masks to wage an epic battle and defeat the Paraka. What it takes to become a hero.
This is Bomberman Land, and it has mini games, Wii controls, a little bit of actual Bomberman, and also the most fantastically enthusiastic and slightly camp Japanese commentary, since this is the Japanese TV ad. And I'll let him talk for himself.
そこはコインを使ってアトラクションをプレイし、ピースを多く集めてチャンピオンを目指す場所。チャンピオンは新しいルールを追加し楽しませることができる。そしていよいよプレイオープン。しかし初代チャンピオンになったのは白本に瓜二つのとんでもない悪人だった。好き勝手に振る舞うチャンピオンの魔の手からランドを守るため、世界中の腕利きのプレイヤーたちに招待状が送られた。もちろんピースキングのシロボンのもとにも。今作の目的はランキングをアップさせ、より上位のゾーンを目指してチャンピオンになること。ゾーンはクラス分けされており、リング、デルタ、ダイヤ、スター、エナジーの特徴ある5つのゾーンから構成されている。各ゾーンにはさまざまなアトラクションと呼ばれるミニゲームが用意されている。一人で遊ぶだけでなく、ライバルと対決したり、みんなで対戦できたり、さらに熱く盛り上がること間違いなしだ。そしてアトラクションを高得点でクリアするともらえるのがピース。たくさんゲットするとランキングがアップする重要なアイテムだ。得点によってもらえる数が変わる。さらにゲームの鍵を握るのはコイン。アトラクションをプレイするにはこのコインが必要なんだ。スタート時にもらえるコインの数は決まっているので、うまく使うことがランクアップへの近道だ。その他にもランド内ではさまざまなことをして遊ぶことができる。連続したアトラクションをクリアしていくのはクエストモード。クリアするとクエストポイントがもらえ、ゲームを有利に進行できるアイテムを購入できる。さらにいろいろなアイテムでシロボンを着せ替えさせることができるぞ。うまく着せ替えさせるとゲーム内でもいいことが。アトラクションやイベントをうまくクリアし、ピースを集めチャンピオンを目指せ。ランド内でプレイしたアトラクションはアトラクションモードでいつでも好きなだけプレイできる。お気に入りのアトラクションでとことん遊ぼう。また対戦できるアトラクションもたくさん用意されている。友達同士アトラクションで対戦できるんだ。もちろんバトルゲームもプレイ可能。友達同士ガンガン対戦してみんなで熱く盛り上がれ。 ステージは20種類以上とバラエティ豊か。さらに遊べるルールも多彩。特に今作では Wii リモコンを使った新しいルール Wii バットを搭載。ポイントをステージ上にいる敵キャラにうまく合わせボムを投げて倒していくゲームだ。その他にも通常のボムで倒し合うものだけではなくさまざまなゲームがある。まさにみんなで Wii を楽しむのにぴったりの一本。ボンバーマンランド Wii。
This is Call of Duty 3. It's the other sort of big rival first-person shooter to Red Steel at the moment. It's quite a good-looking game for the Wii, and it's nothing compared to the other sort of next-gen versions of the game. Control-wise, it's slightly different to Red Steel because you can't move the gun into sort of far corners of the screen. It's a lot more limited, sort of invisible box in the centre. The action's a lot more kind of just sort of gun and run forwards. There's not sort of kind of individual one-on-one gun battles, but it's okay, you know. Here's Cooking Mama Cook-Off on the Wii, the Wii version of the DS original.
Obviously greatly improved. Lots more things you can do, realistic foods. It's a bigger and better cook-off.
It is, or a bigger mama.
Yes, bigger mama, bigger cooking.
Bigger kitchen.
Everything. Yeah.
With the Wii remote, you can do all these kind of new actions which weren't previously possible with the trusty stylus on the DS. And you will be icing cakes, chopping, stirring, mixing.
Anything you can think of. Gutting squid, which is a particularly disgusting task.
Grating cheese.
Yeah, you can cook worldwide dishes. Make food, not war.
And this two-player as well will make it a proper cook-off.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you're a fan of the original,
yeah, look at that.
This is probably
Red
gonna
food
appeal.
that you can smash food. You can burn food.
Oh, a delicious burger.
Yes, it's got the lot.
Watch out for its tail attack! Why using the scorpion tail?
This guy just doesn't give up! Looks like you can't take much more of this! That was tight! Well, that did the trick.
Yes! Keep going! The source of power is its horns. There must be something you can do. One more horn gone. I almost feel bad for the poor guy.
Just one horn left. Time to finish this thing off.
It's not over yet, Sonic. Stay sharp.
That was tight.
I sense a strong power coming from the light on the Try to lower his head into range. As the Ifrit's body sinks, the water level in the furnace rises. That's it! You found his weak point.
Stubborn little fella, isn't he? Well, okay, maybe not little.
Maybe you should try attacking the hands holding up its body? Looks like the Ifrit's eye laser itself won't hurt you.
All right. Looks like it's almost lights out for you, big guy. That was tight.
Watch the way that Eraser swings his sword.
Aha! It's working. Now I just have to keep that up.
Ha! Insolent pest! Your feeble attacks cannot harm me! Come, you filthy rat, and face me!
Every single time. so good.
Enjoy your moment of pride, rat. It shall be your last. Come, Sonic, and face me. Take this!
That was tight!
You can always fill the soul gauge by moving the wheel remote.
Shut up!
You think you're an ass with me?
If I watch the beam of light when he's attacking, I can probably dodge it.
It would take a miracle for you to avoid my attacks.
How's this for an introduction, eh? Speed break! Maybe time break and speed break might work. Speed break!
Wow, you're really using up the soul gauge.
Speed break!
How can you have this power?
I have to stay clear of that whirlpool. Speed break!
You're gonna lose. Increase the soul gauge by moving the wheel remote.
Speed break!
Hey, all you people, are you looking for speed? Are you looking for off-track action? Are you looking for epic airs? Let's roll. Absolutely, positively.
The all-new
place, let's get on our feet for Mac. We've got the best riders on the SSX circuit lined up and prepared to take on what might be the most physically grueling race on Peak 2. Radio Big. Can you dig it? Let's get on our feet for Mac. It's time to crack open a jar of Snow Jam. Are you ready? Spread the love. Radio Big. Dig it? Mac has first place under control. Racers, start your engines. Yeah, let's get it in gear. Listen up and listen in. You've landed on Radio B. Max stays ahead of the competition, first place. Let's get this glacier race in gear before that big old block of ice melts. On your marks, get set.
Hey, Mountain Moguls, you're tuned in to Radio Big.
In first place, Mackenzie Fraser.
Heads up downtown. Nemesis has multiple bogies inbound. Looks like they're strike aircraft. Get moving. Do not let them...
Things are everywhere.
Target destroyed. Target locked. Rocket shield. Rocket shield. Missile kill. Target locked. Locked. Miss. Blockage. Target locked.
Contact! We have enemy contact!
Target locked. Miss.
Great work defending that freighter. Seems like it's in the clear.
Locked. 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 Target down. Target destroyed.
Damn it, brother, we got more boats inbound. Pick up the pace. We can't hold them off forever. Man, this guy's throwing everything at us out here. Come on, we need those boats sunk now. Downtown 10, downtown 10, we've lost it.
Locked. Missile kill.
Decommissioned a Nuchka-class missile bomb. He uses them in...
Mission, huh? All I'm hearing there is easy to sink. Here's hoping, David. Downtown, take those things out. Following your lead, downtown.
Bow out. Impact. Low altitude.
I want none of this tonight.
Roller, we picked up more boats heading for us. Roger, Guardians downtown. Hurry up out there. Guardians gonna need your air support.
Hit.
We're picking up multiple waves of bogies vectored on both fleets. Got a visual. Income. Downtown, hurry up and get those boats destroyed so we can move in and support the Guardian.
New objective. Target destroyed. New objective. Locked. Locked.
Incoming! Stop toying with those choppers and take them out.
Hit him hard, downtown. Don't let him do any more damage.
Locked. Target destroyed. Target locked. Target locked. Kill confirmed.
Stop toying with those choppers and take them out.
Target destroyed. Target locked.
Yeah! That was the last of them!
Don't celebrate yet, Divot. Got a new priority for you.
Just lost one more ships. Get those men out of the water. Incoming!
Incoming missile.
Downtown's hit! Downtown's hit! He's going down!
Bow up. Brake right. Locked. Target down. Locked. Incoming missile. Impact.
That's another one to you downtown. Downtown, move it. That fleet needs your support.
Target locked. Locked. Hit. Incoming missile. Incoming missile.
Okay, so we're going to show you some sort of import Japanese games, some of the weirder ones, some of the cooler ones as well. This one's actually coming out in the UK and it won't be too far off you actually seeing this DVD. I think it's coming out end of June, but we will show you action using the Japanese version. It's called G1 Jockey. Koei have done a number of these G1 games, they're horse racing games as you can tell. They're actually pretty cool, mix of kind of tactical sort of horse management, stable management and also racing. And yeah, some pretty good Wii controllers. So I will show you how it works. So I've skipped the bit where I kind of select which horse I'm actually going to use. You can kind of pick what horse is coming up in the upcoming races. And they all have different sort of abilities and sort of statistics if you like. They're all contained here in this bottom right corner, so some of these mean like steers to the left a bit, if steers is the right word for horse. Maybe slows down at the end, speeds up at the end, you know, a little bit of a crazy horse. I don't know, it's all in Japanese, I'm just guessing. But this shows you all the different attributes the horse will have, and that will obviously match up with the kind of track you're on, the weather, all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, I've skipped that, I've got a horse, and I'm going to get straight into the race and show you how the Wii controls work. So, the idea is, with the nunchuck, you are waggling it to kind of do the kind of, I don't know what that's called, what a jockey does, pushing forward on a horse. You're not supposed to do that all the way around the track, because the idea is to save the horse's kind of stamina as you go around. So I'm going to hang back a bit. The horse will kind of steer itself, but you can push the D-pad left and right to get around the other horses. So about the kind of 600 metres mark, there's about 600 metres left, I'll start putting my foot on the gas in horse terms. You can see that thing at the bottom, that sort of bouncing ball, shows you how the horse is kind of getting ready for a kind of speed boost at the end. If the concentric ring is actually growing outwards, then it's kind of building up to a big end of race sprint. I'm trying to keep it quite still at the moment. Okay, so now it's time to start going. So I can start whacking the horse with the remote. You never thought you'd be doing this with a Wii controller. And so that go symbol, the go message has appeared at the bottom of the screen, which means I should be going as fast as I can. I'm not doing great. And yeah, that's the end of the race. Came in 7th, not too bad. Let's try having this strap on, don't tell anyone. And yeah, that's the result. Now the cool thing about this game, if it isn't pretending you're riding a horse with a Wii controller, is you get, which I press the right button, yeah, you get a very cool replay, which you can change the camera angle and actually looks pretty good. So you can, yeah, you can fast forward a bit with the A button. You can pause it as well. I haven't done this for a while. There we go. And change the angle. Dynamic. You can switch horses. Like so. So yeah, you get a nice, it does feel really good, whether you're into horse racing or not really. It's actually a very, it's quite an addictive little game because the races are quite short. I haven't shown you some of the races do have jumps, so some of them are a bit longer. But yeah, it's just got that nice kind of mix of management and actually taking part. And your decisions do affect things. So I quite enjoyed it. And I think when it comes out in English, I think it'll be worth a look.
I'm going to show you a bit of Fishing Master, which is an import game I've been reviewing this morning, so I've only had a few hours with it. I will talk you through the main kind of introduction through the menus and stuff. This is beautiful, if slightly underwhelming, box art with all the little characters on it. But let's go into the game. This guy is, I believe, some distant relation of yours, I'm not quite sure. He basically gives you kind of new tackle, you can change the settings, it's a typical kind of underwhelming menu screen. Let me flick through all this very interesting banter and go to the actual game map. Assuming that you're actually playing in like real life settings in Japan, given that it's Japanese map, and there's 8 different sort of areas you can unlock as you go through. This is the first one, and there's all these different kind of areas. You just kind of select using the nunchuck. This one's kind of weird in that you're actually going to be fishing, from what I can gather, inside the harbour of a major city, which I can't imagine you're going to want to eat any of the fish you catch in here because it's fairly unpleasant. Okay, so you just use the nunchuck's analog stick to kind of wander around. There's my little dog that I chose. His name is Dog. The way that the actual casting works, as you might expect, is, well, you hold down B, you're kind of doing the normal, as you'd expect, like kind of casting a fly action, and you have to release B just at the kind of top of the arc, kind of like the Zelda fishing, except with a different button. So let's see if I can actually do this. Okay, that's not too bad. Now, you pull it back towards you, either using the nunchuck's analog stick, or any of the nunchuck buttons, in fact, hoping that some kind of fish is going to bite on the line. And nothing bits. Okay, let's try over here. Looks like there's a few more fish there. Why do I get the feeling? That was a terrible cast. I get the feeling I'm going to be standing here for the next 10 minutes. Oh, okay. Okay, so now it's grabbed. Oh, okay, that was very fast. Let me try and catch another one, and you'll see there's a meter at the top that basically tells you whether the hook is in the fish's mouth strongly enough or whether it's about to come loose. Not. Oh, okay. It's kind of a balancing act between reeling in with the nunchuck and tilting the remote to the left or right so that the fish actually stays, so that the line stays taut and doesn't break. So I'm kind of pushing that. Cool. Basically, the way you actually catch them at the end is it kind of stops. You stop reeling in, and nothing else happens until you actually flick the remote up. It kind of tells you when to do that. So there's about 4 or 5 different fishing spots you can unlock in each area, but you're doing the same thing every time. You're just winding in with an nunchuck and trying to flick the remote. You can change the lures. There's lots of different fish you can catch. Will give you different points, different money. But basically, the actual mechanic of what you're doing is the same in each one. Quite unimpressed with it at first, but to be honest, I quite got into it this morning, and I suspect I'm going to score it rather well, because you can actually waste quite a lot of time doing it.
We're going to look at Crayon Shin-chan now, who is the cutesy little rude Japanese schoolboy of the cartoon. He's been around for quite a while. Some people might remember his games back on the NES. And here is his Wii version, Crayon Shin-chan, some kind of subtitle I can't translate. So we're going to run you through some of the mini-games. It's basically a mini-game collection. This first one we're going to look at is a game of What's the Time, Mr. Wolf? Except with a small dog instead of a wolf. And the aim is to sneak forwards by shaking the nunchuck. Or the remote, sorry. But when the dog turns around, you have to stop. Or you get seen. Oh, like that. Oh, I'm no good at it, as you can see. I keep falling over. Most of the game is great long cutscenes in between the mini games. This next game is Watering a Garden. I think the main problem with the title as a whole is that all the games are quite sort of cutesy and silly, even though it's meant to be quite a rude kind of comic series. So to actually be watering a garden isn't particularly cheeky, so it just feels very tame. See, I'm just aiming the remote to move the water around onto some flowers, and the garden gets slightly more complicated every time. It's as exciting as it looks. Oh. Now he kind of counts the garden. Yeah, I think we did a good job there. Or did we? No, we got 0 points. No, we didn't do a good job. The good thing is, if you lose all the games, you can still carry on. So it's perfect for people who are rubbish at games like me. And it continues like this. There's loads of this kind of stuff. And this next cutscene, I think, goes on for like 20 minutes. So yeah, that's Crayon Shin-chan. Pretty basic stuff. Avoid. Go for the DS version instead. That's worth a look. We're now going to look at SD Gundam Scadhammers, which is this game. It's part of the Gundam franchise, more specifically the spin-off Super Deformed Gundam, which means sort of little chibi robots, just sort of short, stubby ones. It's a Japanese game that probably won't be coming out over, well, it's got no release date and it's sort of gone now, it won't be coming out over here. But that doesn't mean you can't play it. You could, of course, import a Japanese Wii on which it would work, and that's the only way you're really going to get to play it. But you know, if you do import a Japanese Wii, you get to play all these crazy games that we're always writing about, and get to taste some of them for yourself, and have a sort of slightly different games collection to the average Wii owner. So we're going to have a look at this one. The sort of gimmick in Scadhammers is this massive Scadhammer, which is a giant sort of ball on a chain which you wave around. Of course, the only proper way you could do that on the Wii is with a bit of Wii whipping with a remote, and that's what we shall do. As you see, it's got this sort of cel-shaded look. It's all nice and chunky. To begin with, you're just being taught the moves because you're only recently, I don't know, Scadhammered up. So you've got to learn the ways of the Scadhammer. These small little cutie characters. So whipping the remote gives a good old bash. The harder you whip it, the harder the power. So you can do a little kind of light remote. If this guy will let me fight, because he keeps wanting to talk to me, I don't want to talk to him. See, that didn't go very far. If we go smash, we make a big crack on the floor, and it looks brilliant. We can also swing it from side to side, so it's not just all over the top. Then we collect loads of power-ups, because we love power-ups. You've also got, by pressing the B button, you get free control over it, so you can just sort of swing it around as you like. You can flick it over there and just take out loads of people. This is quite good when you're surrounded by enemies, because you can just batter it back and forth and smash the enemies up. I think some enemies are about to make themselves known, so we'll show you this bashing in action. We'll smash the door down with our little trick. Yeah, I'll do it. And it's quite samey. The whole game is just doing that a lot. But you know, you level up and you get all kinds of massive versions of the Scadhammer, so it's quite chunky and satisfying to play. And to tell you the truth, the whole Japanese language thing isn't too much of a barrier, because you can kind of understand. You know, you just put on the weapons with bigger numbers attached to them, because that means they're more powerful. And the enemies are so easy to smash down. I don't know what the story's about. Probably got something to do with robots. Yeah, that's the stuff. And yeah, you just repeat this forever, and that's the game. We're looking now at Fire Emblem, Goddess of Dawn, which is this one here. This will be coming out at some point in the future. It is scheduled in to have a UK release, but when, we don't know. It's the next part in the largely excellent Fire Emblem series. If you haven't played them, it plays a bit like Advance Wars, except you have individual characters, and if they die, they're dead for good, which is its kind of unique hook in that you have a very limited amount of people you have to make do with. On the Wii, it's excellent. It plays as it always has. The only thing is it really doesn't use the Wii that much at all. It may as well be on the GameCube. It can be played with the GameCube pad, as I'll demonstrate. It plays on the Wii remote held horizontally. It's all controlled with the D-pad and basically the 2 button to go through menus. There's no sort of motion jiggery-pokery here, or pointer or anything, which isn't completely a shame because it plays fine. It proves that you really don't need it. We're just waiting for the troops to come on. At the beginning of each battle, they come on. There's a lot of talking, which is why it's worth waiting for the Japanese version, because the English version even, because it doesn't make any sense currently, and the writing's normally pretty good standard. It's got a good story. We have to go through tons of tutorials because it's always teaching you new bits and bobs. They've added all these sort of very minor little changes to the game. And as you can see, the series, the level's made up of a series of grids of squares. It's all based on square movement, which makes it perfect for the D-pad. So it's very simple, relaxed pace to it, in that it's turn-based, so you're sort of gradually putting together your moves. I think this is telling me how to secure a throne or something. I don't know. Let's go and attack someone on a horse. Oh yeah. And then we attack. We say, yeah, we want to attack him. Then you get these little animations. If you've played them before, any of the Fire Emblems, you'll recognise them. 2 people sort of square off, and you chuck a great big spear through a man's face, which is excellent. Not enough of that kind of stuff. And this continues. I'm not actually putting much thought into this. It must be admitted, you've got to really think about it where you're going to put people. So for now, I'm just trying to get some violence. Oh, this guy's good. He's a wolf, and he eats people. He's like a wolf man. His attacks are extra powerful. This guy's about to feel the wrath of the wolf man. Oh no, he's not. Oh yeah, he is. Excellent. And there you go. That's basically Fire Emblem. If you've played it before and enjoyed it, look forward to this one. It's great. So this is the last game. It's a special treat. It's Densha Go, perhaps the greatest train driving game of all time. That's the train we'll be driving. It's the Shinkansen. It's a bullet train in Japan. It goes between 2 stations, which I can't remember the names of, but it's quite a famous line, all digitally recreated in the game. Of course, the very unique thing about Densha Go is this lovely controller with which we steer said train. All the buttons are on here that we need, so we'll sort of flick through this menu and find free-form mode, and that's the one we want, or free fun even. No, we got to select your sort of different track types and lengths, what type of train you want to drive. I quite like this, where's the one that looks like a boot? That one. This is quite a famous one apparently. It's famous because it looks like a boot. So we'll be driving this train. It's quite a simple game, brake and accelerator. You have to make sure you start with them both on nothing, 0, or you'll, I don't know, well it'll be chaos. Actually, I think we know we start with brake on. Yeah. One of these is... Right, that's go fast, that's stop. Right, here we go. Right. This is slightly dangerous. I've put us straight up to the fastest we can go, which is 13. This is the accelerator. We'll slow it down because we don't want to give the passengers a fright. As you can see, we're driving out of the station. It's all quite... You know, apparently it's all what it looks like. So, you know, this is it. If you've ever wondered what this part of the Shinkansen train looks like, it's this. We're going to speed up, see how fast we can get going. Answer is very fast. It's going to blow your mind. You've got this light on the controller. Just while we're speeding up, I'll point some things out. We've got that light which turns on. That's quite good. And this sticker, which isn't very good, because on the PlayStation 2 version you get a little LED screen which actually has your speed increasing on it, So you're relying on that and not some stupid thing on the screen. See how fast you're going. You've also got a horn, but I can't. It's one of these buttons. Oh no, no, that's not. That's looking out the window. There is a horn. It's one of these. Whoa. Let's change camera. It's quite confusing. Yeah, we'll go faster. And all the game is driving from station to station, and you have to stop at stations. That's your only objective. We'll hopefully get to a station, and I can show you the slow, complicated process that you need to slow down. In free-form mode, you can just go as fast as you like. In the actual game, you have these sort of strict speed-regulating controls, which are on the side of the tracks. And if you're going too fast when you enter a new speed limit, it slams on the emergency brakes, and it really upsets everyone because obviously they're trained to sort of just, staggered stop, and that's not particularly fun for people who are standing up and stuff. So we'll just sort of zoom along. The big mystery of the controller is this hollow here. We don't really know what it's for. It looks a bit like a watch. That was my theory, a pocket watch, like a train conductor. But I don't know, it could be used for anything that's round. So, now this is the major flaw of the game, is that so much of this particular track is tunnel. So while it's true to the track, it's not much fun for gamers, as it's all tunnel. So you're driving in the tunnel, which isn't particularly fun. Yeah, that's really it. That's what Dungeon to Go is all about. So if this looks like your kind of thing, and if you've got a lot of money, because this thing costs like £50, it's crazy, on top of the game. So the whole thing, you're talking about like a £100 package, just so you can drive a sort of fake train. Oh, here we are. We're going to slow down now because we're reaching a station. Oh no! Oh no! Ah! Oh yeah! That was good. And that's how you don't stop a bullet train from going 200 miles an hour to 0 in 5 seconds. That is Denture to Go.
Okay, so this is Mark, and I've got Matthew with me.
Hello.
And there he is. And yeah, we're going to be talking you through the newer Virtual Console editions, starting with Castlevania, which is we had the SNES one on the Virtual Console before. I quite like this. I think it's alright.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's not as good as the Castlevania 4 on the SNES. Obviously, an earlier instalment, they haven't quite sort of worked out 100%. All their interesting little things they're doing with it, but it's still got a lot of sort of classic play there. Good fun, that one.
Excitebike I've never really got on with, to be honest. I think it's alright. It's a bit fiddly. I just want to race as fast as I can, not have to worry about that temperature bar.
Yeah, I overheated a lot playing this, and as a bike, not as a person, and it was, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, I like the bit where he's running for the bike, but yeah, I think this is massive in America. I think it was big-ish here, but it's more of an American memory than a British one, I think. Yeah, so this is Gallagher, right?
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. I can't say I've played the NES one much, so I can't comment about the faithfulness. Yeah, but yeah, Gallagher's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the sort of shooty, scrolly alien blasters.
Sacked.
But
this Gallagher's brilliant. You can't argue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Can't argue. Ice Climber. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, if you've played the old Smash Brothers, you'll of course recognise the Ice Climber.
Yes. Says Ice Climber.
Jumping up and smashing blocks with a hammer.
Yes,
always good in my books.
It's just like a vertical platformer, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's it's pretty simple. I wouldn't bother downloading this. It's there's far better early 80s platform games available. But yeah, it's cute. Good Nintendo heritage. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, this is one of the stronger ones on the NES of the NES Virtual Console downloads. I think this is definitely one worth getting.
So there's a little bit Zelda, a little bit Metroid, I think, is that usually.
Yeah, I don't know, the little bow and arrow works really well, and the sort of the clambering from one side where you go off one side and come on another. It's just a nice little twist on it, and
that's the guy from the Smash Brothers Brawl.
Yes, of course. Get in some history lesson beforehand.
Not sure. I don't know about this one.
Kirby's Adventure. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's also, again, it's another one of the sort of quite good NES games. A lot of the Kirby mechanics are already in place, and the whole flying and sucking in powers.
Bit easy though, right?
Yeah, it is quite easy, but it's quite good fun. If you're a fan of Kirby, it's quite nice to sort of play and sort of see where what he used to get up to.
It's pretty. It's pretty for a NES game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of a nice sort of pastel thing to it. Yeah, it's all right, that one.
Oh, I love Lode Runner. Yeah, if you as being a sort of retro man, yeah, this is one of the earliest platform games. Really, you just dig holes, guys fall in, you have to get the gold, and they pick up gold. You have to steal the gold from them. It used to come with level designer, didn't it?
Yeah.
This version got it.
No, I don't think the NES does.
It's really good. I think if you like kind of Solomon's Key kind of thing, which I do, then this is. The
baddies are also an early prototype of Bomberman.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
An interesting factoid.
Indeed.
This is Yoshi or Mario and Yoshi.
It's I think it's called Mario and Yoshi in Europe.
Yeah, a bit like sort of. I classify this the same kind of thing as the Wario's Woods. That kind of droppy down puzzler, not
a bit dull.
Yeah, not particularly fun, not really worth getting.
But you put eggs together,
and there he is. Oh,
it's quite cute. But
yeah.
This is not a great platform game. Punch Out, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I don't mind Punch Out. The animation's so absolutely over the top, and you give them a gold smack, and their jaws fly all over the place. Of course, endorsed by Mike Tyson out in the US version.
Yes,
but not over here. We just get kind of. I know he's called Bill or something. It's yeah.
It's good. It's more of a kind of reaction test more than anything.
I've got really bad reactions, which is why I'm getting pasted by old Glass Joe here.
It's good though. It's nice little game. This is what
awful.
Is this doing?
This is absolutely. This is one. I don't know, one of the worst games I've ever played, but it's just absolutely impossible. So shonky. The controls are all over the place. It's one of the hardest games because they put bad guys in places where you cannot possibly avoid them. You open the door and there's a bad guy in your face, and it's like, oh, you're rubbish. No, I'm not rubbish. The game design's rubbish.
Yeah, I hope they'll do. I know they've done the Konami beat 'em up on Xbox 360 Live Arcade, so I hope they'll bring that over to Wii because that's much better than this. This is very poor. I remember playing that on a computer. ActRaiser. I'm a very big fan of this. It's by Square, so I'm not sure it's Square developed, but it certainly published it. And it's one part this, which is kind of your side-scrolling, sort of almost like Cruising Ghost or something. And then there's also this kind of SimCity style section. It's absolutely bizarre. You sort of build up this city, and then you go into the city and defeat all these kind of like evil trees and stuff. Really good.
Yeah, it is really great. It looks great too. Really nice chunky feel to it.
Gradius.
It's another of these scrolly shooty ones, which seems to be sort of 50% of every single Virtual Console release is this. Maybe it's easy to port, I don't know. It's got the added little thing of that you sort of select your weapon set at the beginning. It's got a slightly kind of customizable element to it.
It sort of invented that, didn't it? I mean, all this kind of power-up system, you got Gradius to thank for that, really.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, it's between this maybe and R-Type 3.
Yeah, I'd go for R-Type. Well, I think that with Gradius and R-Type, you've got the two really good options. So it's certainly this is brilliant. The Mystical Ninja. I'm really surprised to see this out in Europe so quickly. It's one of those kind of dream Virtual Console games that we had. It's probably on that old DVD we did where I went through our just really quirky,
funny stuff. Really nice enemy design. It looks gorgeous as well. It's got really nice chunky feel to it.
Music's great. It's just this is a real adventure, you know. It's good to see these kind of proper SNES RPG actioners kind of coming down the pipe now. So here's R-Type 3. I love R-Type. I think
I think I prefer this to Gradius personally. I like the charging up the big massive blaster beam and setting it off.
I think they re-released this on GBA or DS, I can't remember which. I think it was GBA, and they made a bit of a botched job of it. So this is it's just all this kind of stuff was magnificent for the time. This kind of parallax scrolling and stuff, fantastic. And this is even better.
This is really hard. It's really I die.
Yeah, it's super hard. It's brilliant though. It's it's a sequel to Ghosts and Goblins. It's not. There was an arcade Ghouls and Ghosts, and this is kind of a special sort of version done for the Super Nintendo. But rock hard. But I think it's really great.
Your clothes fall off when you get hurt.
Yeah, famously.
You run around in your boxer shorts, and then you see I died.
That's the map. Yeah.
And then and you come back in your shiny armour. Yeah, really hard.
Good challenge, but this is good, isn't it?
Yeah, Zombies 8. This is wicked. This is really good stuff. Lucas. games, LucasArts, related to LucasArts anyway. Saving your neighbours from the zombies. Really great sense of humour. All the neighbours have got these quirky little personalities, odd looking bunch. You shoot the zombies with a sort of holy water super soaker, and they sort of fry and it melts their skulls down, which is excellent. You can also chuck beer at them, which makes them explode, which is odd. But it's really nice. Looks great, lovely colour to it. A lot of fun kind of characters. Character's hair sticks up, which is a bit odd. He always reminds me of Macaulay Culkin. I don't know why.
Might be intentional.
Maybe.
Beyond Oasis.
Yeah, sort of Mega Drive's wannabe sort of Zelda, I think. You sort of wander around an overworld, beating people up. Obviously, it's got this kind of closer look than Zelda, so everything feels a lot more kind of full on.
It looks really good.
It is. It's really good. I think this is a sort of a good bet for most people to download. Yeah, it looks great. The combat's got a real chunky feel. You get to kick people all over the place. You've got a little dagger. Nice story. Lovely animated cutscenes. This one's kind of a winner, I think.
It's great value. It's good to see such a kind of chunky game. Now, Sonic Spinball is one of my favourites. I didn't play this when it first came out, but I played it on. Is it Sonic Gems Collection, whatever that was on GameCube? Absolutely fell in love with it. It's just, when you hear someone's going to do a pinball game that is kind of like almost an adventure pinball game, you sort of roll your eyes. But I think this works really well. It's quite simple. Maybe it won't be your thing, but I really fell for it. I think it feels really nice. You can push Sonic left and right with the control stick, and it just works. It's just nice chunky feel, and yeah, I got really into that.
It's the Sword of Vermilion, which is just like a Dungeon Explorer. Is it Dungeon Explorer on the PC Engine. Again, it's a huge game, but it's wandering around these very drab villages. Everyone keeps telling you your dad's about to die. It's really horrible. Everyone says the same thing. Everyone's obviously a lot more clued up than I am.
I think if you've got Zelda, there's no real point.
This is a bit of a hardcore RPG one. Yeah,
it's a bit of a strange choice.
This is Vector Man. A really good looking game, I think. It's got a real sort of weird sort of polygon sort of feel. Everything's kind of floating around, and you've got these sort of flags, which all looks great. You're sort of leaping around. It's I remember playing this back on the Mega Drive. There's all these sort of hidden routes. It's all kind of sort of secret, hidden away things that you can't see.
I thought it felt a bit like Gunstar Heroes mixed with Sonic when I played this.
That's probably a pretty fair kind of approximation.
It looks good. I mean, that kind of, it's called Donkey Kong Country thing, that kind of look. And this is
Dragon's Curse.
Well, it's Wonder Boy. I can't remember which Wonder Boy it is, like Wonder Boy 3 or something. But they changed the name for Europe,
right.
it's actually officially one of the Wonder Boy games.
All right.
And I'm quite a big fan of Wonder Boy. I think it's quite cute, quite a nice little concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, this takes me back to the oldie days. What do you think of it?
I don't. Well, I thought it was a bit sort of simple because you just bang, 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 hit the baddies. It was easy enough. Oh, this is a really weird PC Engine. It's got a weird Japanese title, and it translates to like Fire Tournament Champion Knockout Bout or something. Wrestling. Masks, lots of men grabbing each other.
I think it goes back quite a long way. So I think I remember a version of this on GBA actually when
it's
GBA
quite a big franchise.
Out. Yeah, Fire Pro, isn't it?
Fire Pro Wrestling. That's the one.
I can't see you'd want to spend your.
It's a bit odd, really.
Yeah, what do you think of Splatterhouse? I mean, it's quite a well-known game, but
I'm not a huge fan of Splatterhouse. I just think it's sort of a bit simplistic. Just walk and whack with these sticks, and the whole thing about it is that it was the first kind of one of the real kind of gory games, even before Mortal Kombat.
It looks pretty tame now.
Everyone, that's the thing, but it kind of got overlooked as being a real nasty piece of work. And later on, you get kind of chainsaws and axes, and it gets a bit more bloody. It's sort of pace, sort of. It's okay.
テレビアニメ「アイシールド21」が Wii に登場。アイシールド21フィールド最強の戦士たち。 Wii リモコンで戦士と一体のアクション。原作の名シーンをリアルに体感できる。攻撃の基本動作は4種類。パス。まずはパスしたい相手をポイント。ターゲットが定まったら Wii リモコンを軽く振る。いいパスが出せるかどうかはタイミングが勝負。ラン。敵軍のディフェンスの動きを見極め、抜きたい方向に Wii リモコンを素早く動かして相手を抜き去る。キック。ボールを蹴るイメージで Wii リモコンを軽く振り上げる。任せろ。そして中央突破。敵軍とぶつかり合うと同時に Wii リモコンを揺らす。より瞬発力のある方がラインを押し上げることができる。総勢10チーム以上の中から好きなチームを選び、コンピュータや友達と対戦できる。 Wii リモコンでアイシールド21の世界を体感できるスポーツアクション。勝つんだ。アイシールド21フィールド最強の戦士たち。
理想の街をゲームで作ろうシムシティ DS。